All right, we are live at GDDF, Washington, D.C. My name is Nick Martin, CEO of Tech Change, and we are doing pop-up studio interviews today. And the very first interview we've got is my very dear friend, Gabriel Krieshok. Gabriel, do you want to introduce yourself to the folks who are watching?
Absolutely. Hi, Nick. Thanks for having me. Hi, folks. I'm Gabriel Krieshok. I'm the Senior Director for Global Technology at RTI International, based right here in Washington, D.C.
You have been a party to GDDF for many years now. You've done some of the most epic and historic lightning talks. You have brought both organizations that you've worked with, Apt Care and more recently RTI, into the mix. Tell us a little bit about what GDDF means to you and the conference experience that this community convenes.
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, I just have to thank you for leading it for all these years. You and your organization has just been tremendous at pulling together. Just it's a space and a sector that has so many different pieces to it. There's so many different specializations, so many different organizations, and so many different places throughout the world. I mean, it truly is obviously a very global environment. And how do you pull those things together into one space? And so I think just seeing it through the years has been really interesting to see how digital and technology and data has grown and changed and evolved and brought in new players. And so I think it's just been a tremendous sort of growth of seeing how it gets more and more integrated into everything that the sector works in.
I love that, and thank you for highlighting that legacy. Gabriel, you're somebody that I turn to for advice when it comes to trends in technology. I trust deeply your instincts, your ability to analyze trends. I want you to maybe share a little bit of that magic and wisdom with the audience who's watching. We're in 2024, halfway through the year. Everything AI, but give us a little more granular insight into some of the trends that you're seeing, maybe specific to digital development.
Yeah. Well, first I'll say you probably need to get some better oracles if I'm what you've got. But no, I mean, unsurprisingly, I look across the sector and, our work at RTI International is focusing everything on AI and data science and how we pull these threads together, and not just in a flashy kind of a new toy hype cycle sort of way, but how do we actually make an impact? How do we not only take the excitement and enthusiasm around everything that these technologies and the landscape can possibly do, but how do we do it in the real world, in practice? So I think there's a lot of this. It's like not just what these organizations, technology organizations and service providers do for us, but it's also then how do we as organizationally come in and work with our clients, work with the donor communities, and our governments to say, what is the truly unique story in this that our organizations like an RTI International can tell that really nobody else can do it, right? We're really truly thinking of that intersection between, the technology space, the user, and sort of the evidence-backed methodologies and approaches and sort of long-term thinking around how to do this correctly and responsibly and to have a real impact that we can measure. So I think it's a fascinating space to work in right now. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Really, the technology companies are not doing this for the rest of us, especially for our sector. They're flying at the speed of thought, releasing incredible evolutions of, in AI's case, new versions of the latest technology. And it's up to us to kind of figure out what to do with it. And it does feel like kind of an exciting, but also maybe ominous task a little bit. How do you stay current? Like, what are some of the ways that you make sure that you are up on some of the latest the technologies that are coming to the fore?
It's a good question. I mean, obviously, this is a great forum for that and to learn about new technologies and approaches. We were just having a conversation about some of the ethical challenges around open AI and how you can address that. So obviously that's in the ether here, but I'm just like everybody else. It's podcasts, it's RSS feeds. I'm pretty old school that way. There's a bunch of great newsletters out there. And so I think, just finding those channels, being able to sift through it and building a system where you're not just overwhelmed with the fire hose of new information and new technologies and new announcements, but saying, let's focus on a couple of things where we can make this valuable today with our partners, with our organizations, and I think there's a real story to be told there. To not allow yourself to get too overwhelmed trying to do absolutely everything.
You do it so well. So we thank you for your time. We thank you for joining us in the booth, and we wish you a wonderful GDDF for the rest of the day.
Awesome.
All right, friend.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Bye.